Hello, welcome to Backchannel. My name's Kate Cocker and he is Will Dell. Hello, Will.
Hello.
Hello. And Backchannel is the only place that you can listen to, watch, and chat with the hosts of live shows right here on your Echo. If you've got an Echo show, you can chat directly to us, right? So if you want to speak to us, then all you have to do is use your device name. Say is your keyword. And then say what you want to say. I want to know what your tiny bit of good news is today. So if you can start maybe filtering some of that through, that'd be great. And if you've not got an Amazon Echo show, not in the States, you can always look at backchannel.tv or go to backchannel.tv and you can leave us messages there. If you're watching on YouTube, where do you go for YouTube? It's Backchannel, isn't it?
It's Backchannel on YouTube, and yeah, if you want to chat, head to backchannel.tv, yeah.
Yeah, nice. It's always really lovely to spend an hour with you. Will and I are here every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. I do a podcast called Everyday Positivity. So this hour is really meant to be your positivity island. You know, in a world where we're, just being thrown lots of bad news a lot of the time, I want this to be your little sacred space of calm that you can get involved, have some fun, and leave feeling like you're ready for your day a bit more. How are you, Will?
I'm doing good. Can I tell you a funny anecdote whilst we're on it?
Yeah.
I just got my parents' Echo device, and they call her, and she lives in the dining room where my parents spend a lot of the time, and they call her Eliza because they're going through a bit of a Hamilton phase. So they call her Eliza. When they're talking about her, but they don't want it to go off, they call her Eliza. And that made me laugh at the weekend.
That maybe could be the way that we talk about her, because we can't say Eliza's real name.
No, she gets
Maybe
upset.
Eliza is our new name, because we've been calling her Phoenix, but I don't think that works. Eliza makes more sense.
Because Eliza is closer to her name. Don't get me wrong, Phoenix would be an incredible name.
I know. Well, Phoenix is still reserved, I think. It was going to be my daughter's middle name, but but I got vetoed. Noodle also got vetoed.
Yeah, I can see that.
So we just got a Connie Jane Lily in the house, not a Connie Jane Phoenix. Although she does say to me sometimes, I kind of think I'd rock a Phoenix. I said, I think you would, babe. So
we're already getting off topic, but my mum really wanted to call me Freddie after Freddie Mercury, and I think I'd be a very different person if I was called Freddie. I think I'd be a drastically different kind of guy.
Will Dell's all for you. I wouldn't call you Freddie Dell.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't call you that.
That's fine.
We've got lots of people chatting in the chat already. Hello, Kristen. Hello, Sunny. Lovely to have you on board. We're going to call it on board. Sunny's little bit of good news is I got all my household chores caught up yesterday and even did some deep cleaning. I currently, as we speak, the thrill that is my freezer is defrosting downstairs.
What a great job. Right? I love that job.
I could actually go take. In fact, when we get a minute, I'll go take a photograph, and then we can see the setup.
Yes, we can.
See my freezer defrosting. I've never defrosted a freezer before. I'm 42 years old. I've currently got the heater on it, so because it's just not defrosting, and it looks really gross. So and I can't get into the drawer because it's all frozen. Anyway, more on that later. It's very exciting. So while we're thinking about our tiny bit of good news for the day, shall we do some breathing and just get ourselves settled? And if you're very lucky and you listen very carefully, you'll hear some very British rain going on as well on my
and I've got the wind like howling through my window. So
is this a storm? Are we in a storm? Is this our version of a storm?
I think we might be about to be. I think it's.
What's the name of the storm? Can you remember? They've named the last one was Arwen. This one's incoming.
Yeah, it's got a similar kind of name. I can't remember what it is.
And apparently it's coming from the north, which is different because often we get it from the west.
Yes.
It's from the north. Anyway, right. Let's do some breathing and just get yourself settled. Get those shoulders and your neck back. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? If you've got a headrest, use the headrest. And you can shut your eyes and just take a couple of breaths to get yourself used to breathing. This is my quandary all the time. I'm a shallow breather. I'm what they call a shallow breather, where I go all the time. So I need to train myself to deep breaths. Can you hear the rain?
I think I can hear my own rain.
Basically, it's like being in a big tent in this room in my house. So let's keep that breathing going. Let's create big oceans with our breath out, so that wave sound. And then sounds like the sea crashing onto the beach. I'm going to do 8 breaths. Here we go. In. Right, I have 2 more left. Last one. That rain is really going for it now.
Is it heavy?
Yeah, really, really heavy. Welcome to Backchannel. I always think that little bit of breathing, those 8 breaths, create that lovely gap between what's been going on and what's happening now. And I always feel a little bit more calm and chilled afterwards myself. And
I was having a really hard time.
Pardon?
Go on. I was going to say I had a really hard time getting to sleep last night because you know how it is. You're thinking about stuff and then you get worried that you're not sleeping. But I was like, okay, I'm going to do some deep breathing and close my eyes and do some deep breathing. And after that, after I've created that barrier between like then and now, the day and now,
Yeah.
it helps a great deal.
Yeah, absolutely. Tomorrow is Pretend You're a Time Traveller Day.
Cannot wait. I will be celebrating somehow.
And I know, and it's inspired tomorrow's episode of Everyday Positivity, because I'm going to talk about how you are in control of your own time travel.
Nice.
So by getting present, you're escaping the future and leaving the past. And so that's what happens when you need to get a good night's sleep. You've done exactly the right thing, which is just get present and get in that moment and get under that duvet and get that feeling going, and you'll be asleep in no time. The other night I went to bed and went, oh, I'm going to watch a bit of telly, which I know is naughty, but sometimes it's okay.
Yeah.
And I put the TV program on and fell straight to sleep. Didn't see any of it.
Of course.
Literally none of it. Just went straight to sleep. So yes. Right. Could I do the intent statement as well? Can I start with that? I like to remind your unconscious mind to really focus in on you and you being important today. I suspect if you're anything like me and anything like most people on the planet, really, we're so connected to the people that we love, and we're so into looking after other people that focusing on what our needs are is really difficult. Plus, you know what? We're inside our own bottle and you can never see the label when you're inside the bottle. So this intent statement is just about getting outside of you and relabeling what it is that you need to remember about yourself. So I shall read it. Shall I share? Can I share it? I can share it, can't I?
Mm-hmm.
Let's share it.
Uh-huh.
For if you can see it. Oh, I've got different instructions today. Now I can share it. Here we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you do have as an Amazon Echo show and you are able to see this, then you can read it out loud to yourself. And it's important that you say it out loud, okay? So here we go. I am committed to cultivating a positive and growth mindset by taking care of me. I set the intention to care for myself, to heal myself, to accept myself, and to love myself. I set the intention to be grateful for what I have, to live courageously, to manage my energy, and to do the work that means that I can thrive. And this is the most important bit. This is the words that you should be saying to yourself at times when it's just quiet, just over and over in your head. And that is, I love myself. 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 There's lots of really good bits of good news in the chat, actually, isn't there? There's plenty of productivity going on. Have we unshared? Have you unshared? Stop screen sharing. There we go. What have we got? So Sunny says, house feels refreshed after doing all those chores. Kristen hasn't told us what that she's doing. Kristen is saying it is overcast in Michigan, though. It's great to have you in the chat. If you want to take part in the chat and you aren't on an Amazon Echo show, then please try and find yourself to backchannel.tv where you can leave us notes. I'll leave you time to write your note out and then you can be part of the show yourself. And don't forget that if you are on your Echo show to use the word, we'll say Eliza. Eliza. Say. That's your keyword. And then please let me know what it is your tiny bit of good news is today. I've got loads of these little ones. We've got some good ones from some of the people in the Facebook group, actually. My tiny bit of good news is that my first sip of coffee tasted amazing this morning.
That is good.
I'm still buzzing off an excellent weekend that I had with friends and family. We did a proper treat weekend this weekend.
So it started. So Friday was your birthday.
Yes.
Lots of fun. Congratulations. Good time.
Yeah, I spent my whole day searching for astronauts. That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But I did, I had a really lovely day. I just did a workout with the husband in the morning because, relationship goals and all that. And then I had poodle morning, which is my way of saying I got to go around the house and get things tidied up and sorted. Then went for drinks and had one of those chaos days, which I love, which is that you go for drinks with a mate at 3:30 thinking you'll be done at 5:30. And then at 6:30, you stumble out of the bar and you cross the road to discover there's some other mates in a bar. And I go, oh, it's my birthday. They go, come and sit down. And then I was really late for my friends who arrived on Friday night. And then on Saturday, the storm was afoot again, and we went to Crosby Beach. Now, Crosby Beach is beautiful, right? Crosby Beach is a very industrial beach. It's one of those beaches that you go to. Miami, I think, has beaches like this where you stand on the beach and it's like 3 miles to the sea. And it's just this huge expanse of sand. And at Crosby Beach, the artist Anthony Gormley, across this huge stretch of land, has like bronze figures. I think they're bronze. They're like bronze figures or metal figures. They're just like men, like the silhouettes of men. And so you come over the top of the sand dunes, you're like, oh my goodness, someone's in the sea, when it was like gale force winds, and you realize it's a statue. But they're all up the beach. And the dog that we had with us, Woody, he was very confused about the fact that there were these statues on the beach. But it's beautiful. So we went and we got onto the beach and just couldn't move for the wind. We didn't realize it was so windy. And I had my coat, we had waterproofs on, legs and top, had my coat up to my nose. Oh, there's Crosby Beach, well done. And then that's, if you can see it, it's on if you've got your Echo show going, then you can see it on the screen now, or on YouTube. You can see it on YouTube now. But my hood was right down up to my eyebrows. And at one point I moved my mouth and realized there was sand in my mouth. It was so blustery. We basically got a sandblasted facial on this on the kind of window in our faces. And we got about 15 minutes up the road, up the path, and Ursula just went, "We got to go now. We're turning around." Because it was like being on Mars, like when you watch something like The Martian. You can hear your own breath, and all you can hear is.
You're walking really heavy.
Yeah, and then we turned around, and it basically flew us back. But it was definitely a good birthday walk. There wasn't anything to leave cobwebs on. We were so relieved of our cobwebs, flushed out of our cobwebs. So it was a really good day. And then Sunday got my nails done. One of those weekends. It was really nice. I've really over-egged that story.
No, it was great.
Was your weekend any good?
I love the story about going to Crosby Beach. I had an ace day out with my friends there when we were at uni together, and it was just ace. I love it there. My weekend was ace, very relaxing. I went to go and see mum and dad, stayed with them for a bit. I took my mum to the movies. All good things, lots of fun. Ate delicious food, made delicious cocktails, all of that kind of good thing.
Tiny bit of good news.
Weekend, yeah. And I finally hung up a piece of art I've been neglecting. It's been sat on my floor for ages in its frame, and I finally got it on the wall. So I'm feeling achieved. Now,
Kristen is saying that she's struggling today with being positive, as that she's going through a few relationship issues. So it's frustrating and disheartening, and she's having a hard time finding some positive things in her life right now. Kristen, I hear you. I feel you. This is something that, yesterday morning, I cannot tell you, yesterday morning, my daughter had such a massive meltdown that I ended up walking off in tears. So I went, Connie, will you please just stop screaming at me? Which stopped her in her tracks, because it's not very often your parents have a cry, right?
Mhm.
So it's never fun when that stuff is going on. I think even in the midst of it, what can you find in there? Like, can you turn something into a rainbow? I suppose my rainbow was my daughter was so cross with me. She wasn't cross with me. She was so comfortable with me that she found it very easy to just not stop having a meltdown. Bless her. So, she's like, she said the other day, I can tell you anything, mum. And that was just another one of those. And that to me, I have to take that as a rainbow, because
Mm.
imagine if she bottled all that up.
I know.
She would not be in a good place. So have a go, Kristen. Look deep. And as Sunny says, don't beat yourself up. Keep your chin up. You have 100% got this. You have 100% got this. Good on you, Sunny. Thank you for being so supportive. Right, coming up, we've got some good news coming up. We've done some more of your tiny bits of good news. I've got some happy dinosaurs, some wildlife photos for you. You've got a good. We've got some Dolly news as well.
We've
haven't
obviously
we,
got
coming up?
Dolly news. Yeah, we've got there's loads.
And another episode of Everyday Positivity that we're going to share and have a bit of a talk about. So there's plenty coming up for you in the next, before 10 o'clock. I know we said the British time, and before 10 o'clock. But let's go a bit more on this positive stuff now. Okay, let's have a look. So I did this in the Facebook yesterday. What I really love about this I always say tiny bit of good news, is that you can really find sparkles of joy in the tiniest of places.
It doesn't have to be anything huge, is it?
No, it really doesn't. What about you? What's your tiny bit of good news, Will?
My tiny bit of good news is that I don't know. I'm feeling good about lots of stuff. I'm really up. I think I'm up to date on work. Feeling accomplished.
Yes. Tick,
All
tick,
that
tick.
kind of stuff. Yeah.
Tick, tick, tick. And you made lots of good cocktails at the weekend.
I had a great
I read
weekend.
Rachel Mitchley on the Facebook group said, my cockatiels haven't landed on my Christmas tree.
That's a good one. That's unique.
Yeah, which I thought was cocktails. I was like, why are cocktails?
Mm-mm.
Why would your cocktails land on your Christmas tree? No, my cockatiels haven't landed on my
mate.
Christmas tree. Can we talk about Christmas trees and pets?
Yeah. You see, I'm from a pet-free family, so
Right.
I've never really experienced this firsthand.
Current cat, very fine.
Okay, good.
Previous cat kept on trying to climb up the tree and knocking it over.
It's a problem.
I know.
I saw a picture on the internet of somebody who had put oranges, like tangerines, around the base of their tree because this cat was scared of oranges.
Well, they don't like citrus, so you can do that with oranges and lemon slices.
There you go.
Although it is a real old wives' tale. It's like put peppermint in your house. Peppermint oil stops mice. That's not true.
Apparently, conkers keep spiders away. Oh, we should do a whole thing about old wives' tales.
Yeah,
I
we
love
could do
them.
that. The one thing that stopped cats going to the toilet on my dad's garden when I was younger, because he didn't like cats for this reason, were 2-litre bottles of like pop, like Coca-Cola or Sprite,
Oh, yeah.
filling those with water and just putting them on their side. Cats don't like it because they think there's water, so they stay away. And that did actually work. It was quite a good one.
That's a good one.
Good tip off, Daddy Cocker. Good one. And lots of people saying things like, I had a great night's sleep, out of the morning to myself, things like that. Had a fabulous day yesterday with cousins ending in a spectacular firework display in our village. So there's lots of lovely, lovely stuff going on, which is great. How are we doing in the chat? Stacey's saying, on a Christmas tree in my house we have pine cones and what do you reckon that is? Doves, maybe. It's come up as dubs. And Kristen's talking about her cats. We're so lucky that we've both got our current pets, Blue, the now 125-pound Great Pyrenees, and Umbreon. What a great name! I hope that's the way. That is the name, and not a misspell by Amazon's lovely world. Our 9.5-pound little black cat, both right before Christmas. So they Oh, right, both right before Christmas, so they both came home to us. Brilliant. That sounds like, and with Christmas trees up already.
That's
Oh yeah,
nice.
excellent. And Kristen has said the rainbow in her little with her little thing with her husband is the chance for growth for both of us. As long as we sit and really listen to each other, then we can grow together and be stronger in the end. As with every single argument that you
It's a
have,
learning moment.
it is. It's transformation. It's about getting through that moment. Muscles only get stronger when they tear, and that's how I think of it.
Yeah.
And also, my favorite quote about relationships is this, and I live by it, which is your similarities get you together, but your differences keep you together.
That's a good one. I don't think I've heard that one
I
before.
know. I know. I got that from a friend many, many moons ago, and I thought, that's a good one, that one.
I know.
Sunny's having to come to terms with the fact that the cats won't let her have a Christmas tree. Oh, no. How frustrating.
Oh dear.
How frustrating.
At least you get to have cute cats.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely right. So I said that we'd have some good news from around the world. And one of my favorite bits of good news this week.
Go on, tell us about it.
My husband and I were watching Succession last night. We have Monday night Succession, right? And now Succession is quite a dark, quite comical, but very, very people are nasty to each other in that program. So we're watching this dark moment. And then the next the next thing I know, this news flash comes up and someone has knitted a Christmas jumper for the T-Rex in the Natural History Museum.
It's huge.
Talk while I get it, because I haven't got it. I've forgotten to get it. Let me just get it.
You're going to have to... I'm hoping you can fill in some details, because I think it would take one person, but at least if the person is me, especially, it would take one person a very long time to knit a Christmas jumper for a T-Rex. That is quite a feat. Kristen says, love it. It's I think we should decorate all things. Dinosaurs can celebrate Christmas.
I know. Well, last time we spoke, didn't we do those? There was like a Christmas tree that was knitted and crocheted out of patches.
Yeah.
And there was
like the post boxes, the letter boxes and things like that.
Yeah, the letter boxes, knitting on things. I love it. Right, okay, here we go. I'm gonna share it. So if you've got a Echo Show, you'll be able to see it. Or if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. If not, I'm gonna go full on description. Here we go. Share. There we go. Look at that bad boy. So
I love its alarms.
I know. Well, the thing is, and I always think they rolled up the sleeves onto his arms. So we've got one of these jumpers that is a very classic Christmas jumper. So navy with the snowflakes on top, and then there's like a wraparound of red with some like white holly on it, and then there's a wraparound of navy with green dinosaurs on it, and then there's a wraparound of white with Christmas trees on it, and then there's a wraparound of red with the holly snowflakes on it, etc., etc. But predominantly, you've got a T-Rex, massive T-Rex in a Christmas jumper, and it's huge, right? So there must be some. Let me just unshare, stop the screen share. There must be some. Oh, look at Kristen getting excited when she saw it.
Yeah, color work and everything.
I like that everything.
I like that they did little dinosaurs on it. I like
know,
the idea that
dinosaurs. So
a dinosaur
cute.
would have other dinosaurs on his Christmas jumper.
So it's an animatronic in the London's Natural History Museum, that T-Rex. I know exactly where it is in the History Museum. I've been there, and it is like life size. It's huge. Actually, I say that it's life size. No, it must be life size. Yes, it must be life size. It's huge. You can imagine the T-Rex out of Jurassic Park. It's that size. But it's like the biggest job the company's ever done. They're a company called, I don't know what they're called. Oh, British Christmas Jumpers, they're called. And it's a family-run firm in Leicester in the UK. It does stuff for like Ed Sheeran before, but this year they went full dinosaur.
I love it. I think my friend Chris was showing me. I think they were like pajamas. I think they were Christmas pajamas that had dinosaurs wearing Christmas hats on them. So I think, and I've seen some dinosaur like Christmas ornaments. So I think we can introduce dinosaurs to Christmas more. I think we've been missing out. I think there's a place for them. I'm going to make it my personal mission. Yeah, I shall. Dinosaurs at Christmas. Watch this space.
I think so. And I think looking at the article, Christine, it is definitely a machine knit. Christine said hand knit would be almost impossible. Well, it would, but it would also take you a really long time.
Mhm.
So yeah, machine knit. From the looks of it, it's like one big flat thing that's just been made into a tube with some sleeves.
Tiny sleeves.
I'm reckoning that Kristen is the knitter amongst us. I think
I
she'd be able
think.
to not only knit that bigger jumper, but also work out the pattern for it, frankly.
Yeah.
She's a
I
bit of a
think
star.
I think Kristen can have the title of chief knitter.
Yes. Kristen, chief knitter. Let's write that down. Chief knitter Kristen. From now on, that is your role.
It's a very
Um,
important one
It
for
is, and I
us.
expect at least a few pairs of socks. So, hello and welcome if you're joining the stream. It's really great to have you on board as well. Make sure that if you want to take part in the show that you are using either backchannel.tv and commenting on there, or if you've got an Amazon Echo show, you are saying the word, you say Eliza. Do you like what we've done there?
Mhm.
Eliza.
Or the name of your actual device, which we can't
Oh yeah,
say.
don't literally say Eliza. We can't say the real name because otherwise the universe will implode. The time space continuum will be destroyed. So it's Eliza and then the word say and then of course I'll be Chief Knitter Kate is what you say, Kristen. Oh, Chris is offering to knit us some socks now. Send me your size and I'll knit you a pair.
Oh, goodness.
And Stacey saying, mum's good at knitting as well. Brilliant. Brilliant. Right. Okay. What's your news? You've got some good news as well, haven't you?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so my favorite story that I've seen recently, I'm going to move this over here, in fact, is about this guy. Okay, they're calling him Tragic O'Hara, and if that's his real name, that is an incredible name, and I'm
I don't think it's
jealous.
his real name, babes.
I don't think he can be.
Is Will Dell
but
your real name?
That's private. That's personal, Kate. That's very private thing. But no, it is my real name. But basically, like as a teenager, he kind of got in trouble a bit for doing graffiti, for going around doing graffiti on buildings and stuff. But now, it's a different story because now he gets commissions. He's based in Scotland, so he gets commissions from Scottish councils to go around and to do like paintings on buildings and in other outside kind of spaces. And also, he's now got into sculpture as well. So he does this kind of big, like his recent one is this big, they're jellyfish, but they're also lights. So he's kind of taught himself like metalworking and sculpting, so he could make these big solar powered jellyfish that kind of light up the street and stuff. And I just thought that was an A story, that he was tragic, was finally able to kind of put what he clearly loved doing in painting and kind of this graffiti art kind of thing and do that. And I think he's got a bit of a theme because he's done like a shark and he's done the jellyfish.
A sea theme.
And he's done, there was another like sea nautical kind of theme that he'd done as well, which I quite liked. So that was a good story that I liked this week, today.
And good news because?
It's good news because he's changed his ways. Or like it's what he got in trouble for as a teenager, as a kid, but now he gets to do it.
There's stuff like that all the time, isn't there? Like I was terrible at sleeping when I was a kid, but now I'm brilliant at it.
A good sleeper.
Yeah. I think it's one of those. I got told once by a friend who was a singer of a band. He said that he was really rubbish at being in rooms full of people when he was a kid, and now he is a frontman.
Clearly, yeah.
Yeah. So there are tons of things.
It's funny how stuff turns around, isn't it?
It is funny. And I think it's just a really, that's really indicative of when you want to try and change something, you really can.
Mm-hmm.
And you can change that habit. So it's that I'd got into the habit in a way of not being able to sleep. So I found some strategies to help me sleep. And now my habit is I can sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But I just literally, like I said to you the other night, went to bed like, oh yeah, I'll watch 10 minutes of it. I was out.
Yeah.
So
and if your bad habit is, I'm getting in trouble for doing graffiti on buildings, what I'm not supposed to, you can change that habit to, now I can get commissions and get paid to do graffiti.
Correct.
And sculptures and stuff.
Humans are just a bundle of hormones and habits.
I think that's going to be your next T-shirt.
My daughter was a massive bundle of hormones yesterday. And the habit we've got ourselves into is that we have started to do the same as a family. We all just go, "Bah!" So I had a proper sit down yesterday, and I was like, right, this is changing.
Nice.
So yeah. Sunny said, so Kristen has upped her job title. She's promoted herself already. She's not Chief Master Knitter. She's Chief Master Knitter Kristen of the Fraser clan.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
So I'm quite happy to have that. I think
Yep.
Chief Master Knitter Kristen of the Fraser clan is how we have to refer to Kristen from now on. I'm going to have to
Okay.
write that down because it's the sort of thing I'm going to forget.
You're gonna forget it, aren't you?
I'll get it wrong. Chief Master Knitter Kristen.
Sunny said, I tried to learn crochet yesterday and decided it's not for me. I'm more of a doodler. I mean, doodling is great. I'm a doodler.
Well, I used to watch my mother crochet and be like, what is this witchcraft? How is she forming like a jumper
stuff. Yeah.
out of just a few loops of knots? As Kristen says, crochet is a series of knots. Knitting is a series of interconnected loops. Which one is the more metaphor for life? I've regularly said that if I go on I said to you before, haven't I? If I end up on a desert island, I'd want. If I ended up on Naked and Afraid, I would have a crochet hook.
I think you
That's
could
what I
fashion
would
some
do.
crochet hooks out of some bamboo or something.
Yes, and then you can make anything, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So crochet is hard, but once you've got the knack, then you are a crochet witch like me. And I love crocheting now. I think knitting. You're a knitter, aren't you?
I am a knitter, yeah. Just because I decided I want to teach myself.
And that's amazing. So, Sunny, let's hope yet you can teach yourself knitting because Will taught himself.
If I can do it, I'm sure Sunny can
If
do it.
Will can do it, anyone can. That wasn't me.
I know.
Wildlife photos, please go.
Okay. So every year they do like wildlife photographer of the year or wildlife.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't believe you don't know about this. Every
I
year
know
there's.
about it.
Oh yeah. So every year they do wildlife photographer of the year, and it's just for the best wildlife picture, and it's ace, and I love them every year. Last year there was some controversy because everybody said that it was like staged, but this year they're incredible. So basically, voting is open now, so you can go and vote, and they're on display in a gallery in London, I think.
I cannot see this very well. You need to describe them, please.
Okay, this is whoa, there's loads. So this one is like a underwater one. It's a bunch of fish all putting together.
Whoa, that's like when you go past, when you drive past fields of oh, here we go. It looks like when you drive past a field of corn or
Yeah,
some sort of agriculture where everything is in rows,
yeah.
and your brain it does that funny fanning thing in your brain as it goes past.
Oh yeah. I
And
like
it's
that.
like, me. So yeah.
These particular are barracudas, but they remind me of that scene in Finding Nemo where all the fish make shapes to point them in the right direction.
Yeah. That's a good picture, isn't it?
I know. This is
I
an
mean, do you
Arctic
think
fox.
that people get people to do? Did you just say, "Hey, Arctic fox, strike a pose"?
Like, please, could you just sit there and look cute behind this incredible lighting?
Yes, I've got this lighting here that's giving you a halo, and that lovely. Looks like he's just. It literally looks like he's just had a cigarette. He's blowing out.
Yeah. That's a good one. These are some. I think these are grebes.
Grebes.
Some
Grebes are my
baby grebes.
faves. With the babies on the back. That's very cute.
They're nice. We've got some. This is one of my favorite ones. It's a baby orangutan, like hanging up on a tree branch, and then from out of the foliage beneath it, some arms of what I presume is its parent, its mother, are reaching up to grab it and make sure that it's okay. I had to describe that with my arms in the air, otherwise you wouldn't know what I was talking about. There's an incredible picture of lions in the rain. Anyway, I won't go.
That was that picture there where those lions are looking very disgruntled because they are in a very stormy rain. That was me on Crosby Beach.
I can imagine that.
I looked like that lion.
I won't go through them all because there's loads.
There are loads,
but
they're very beautiful.
And it's good news because nature is beautiful, and sometimes we need reminding of that. And yeah, so go and look. Go if you want to see the rest of them. Go and look for wildlife photographer of the year and there'll be loads of pictures there.
Yeah,
so
fantastic. And
go ahead.
Stacey said in the chat, if you like to see the Arctic fox, you should see the Arctic squirrel.
Oh yeah,
Arctic squirrel? What does an Arctic squirrel look like?
like an Arctic fox, but smaller. Should
Oh.
I try and find a picture?
I mean, I still can't get over the fact that black squirrels exist. Like they're like jet black. They're amazing. And I saw them in Stanley Park in Vancouver about 15, 20 years ago. And I was like, hold the phone. I had to stop it. I stopped in my tracks. But red squirrels
Amazing.
are making a comeback in the UK because we imported grey squirrels, and the grey squirrels eat all of the vegetation and just thrive in our environment, and therefore the red squirrels don't thrive, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. An Arctic squirrel kind of looks like a groundhog.
Oh, does it? And is it white?
It's got like a grey kind of gingery kind of fur. It's cute.
Kristen says they've got Arctic foxes at the Detroit Zoo and they're adorable. Did you know the only place you can see a koala bear in the UK is at Edinburgh Zoo?
I did not know that. Really, Edinburgh?
That is the reason to go on the train to Edinburgh and go to the zoo there to see the koalas.
Okay.
I would really love to see a koala because I think it's one of those animals I don't know if I'll ever see one in real life in its habitat. So the zoo is
I thought you were going to say, like, you're not sure that they were real until you saw one in real life. Like, I don't think they're...
I'm a koala denier.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's go. We'll do our Backchannel show from the koala exhibit at Edinburgh Zoo.
Oh, I would love to do that. I would love to do that. That might be something for the spring.
Okay.
I'd love to do that. Maybe not the spring. When does the zoo open again?
Let's find out.
Yeah, all right, you can do that. In the meantime, I think it might be time to reflect on today's episode.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take a picture of the current freezer situation while it's on.
Is there anything you want to say about the episode before we hear it?
Oh, yeah. Well, I kind of talked about it earlier. I had a really good weekend this weekend and ended up in a nail bar in my local area, Chorlton, on Sunday mid-morning. Go! Feel like you're not getting what you need from the world around you. Hello, my name's Kate Cocker, and this is your Everyday Positivity from the Volley Network. I was having my nails done on Saturday, and my friend and I were getting them done, and my friend decided she wanted some patterns doing on her nails. And the lady behind the counter who was doing her nails said, "Oh, hang on a minute, let me just find a brush." And she went off to find a nail brush, and she was grabbing a brush out the pot and putting it back in, grabbing another brush out the pot and putting it back in, and grabbing another brush out the pot and putting it back in. And she was like, "Oh, where are all the brushes? Why are all the brushes I pick up got all tangled or they're all weird and broken?" And one of her colleagues said, "Oh, you can use this one." And she picked it up and she looked at it, inspected the brush on the end and went, "Yeah, okay." And then as she sat down, she went, "Ugh, come on, people. You look after your stuff and your stuff will look after you. You look after your stuff and your stuff will look after you." What a great reminder for you get out what you put in. So I often say to you, look, you can't control your environment. You've got to make decisions based on what you love and what you do and how you feel. But the truth of the matter is that you get out what you put in. And if you look after the things around you and the people around you and the time you have, then you'll get back what you put in. And if you are thinking that the world around you isn't giving you what you need, take a moment to reflect and check that the effort you're putting in is the right effort. Does that make sense? Sometimes I think we put in all this effort and we put in time and energy and we're just kind of going through the motions of doing what we think we should be doing rather than being aware of the things that are needed. So today's mantra is this: look after your stuff and your stuff will look after you. Have you been looking after your stuff?
I think so. I think I've been looking after my stuff.
It was just amazing. This woman was behind the bar, the nail bar, and she was like, "Guys, you look after your stuff and your stuff will look after you." She's kind of getting cross with her team, obviously, because they've not been looking after the brushes properly. But I loved it as a phrase. And I thought that is something that you can take with you in life.
I was laughing because I just saw the picture that you sent me.
I know. We'll do that in a minute. Stacey says, I always look after my stuff no matter what I do. And we're a little bit, I think, in a way, I wonder as well is if the way that you look after your things demonstrates some like values. So my car is a good example of this. I think you should always have a car that it doesn't matter if you kind of just donk it. And what I mean by that is that you know, you should always have a car. My car, regardless of however hard I try, it always ends up a mess. It always ends up with a few dents in it because I've reversed into my bins or something like that. I mean, I'm not a rad driver, but you know, I want to be able to put the dog in there and not worry about it.
Yeah.
I want to be able to put my stuff in the boot and go paddleboarding and, you know, find myself up a lane and not be worried about my car. But some people really value what their car looks like. And then I have really good clients, and some of them have really nice cars, and I always park around the corner 'cause I think
Yeah.
they'll make a bit of a judgment of me based on the fact I really don't care about my car. So, and you know, the reality is that car doesn't get looked after in a way that it needs to get looked after. So look after
And
your
does
stuff
it?
and your stuff will look after you. But
Yeah.
I look after it, I suppose, because it does look after me. It's lasted a long time. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
proving my own point.
No, but like there's one thing, like you look after it, like I'm sure from a mechanical point of view, it's just a bit messy. Every day I hate doing the washing up. Okay,
Do you?
I cannot be bothered. After a long day, I have to make dinner and then I have to clean everything up. Not a fan. But every day without fail, I always wash all my dishes, wash all my kitchen utensils, dry them up, put them away. And
Did you just say you don't have a dishwasher?
because I don't have a dishwasher,
Yeah.
um,
What order did you do washing up in? Cutlery first, last? I'll say that
cleanest,
slower.
cleanest.
Do you do your cutlery first or your cutlery last?
I in the middle, cleanest things first.
Yes, always.
So
In
I
the
would
hot
do like
water.
glassware
Glasses. Run it under a hot
first.
water tap.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But so every day I always wash up, even though I hate it, I always wash up all my utensils, all my stuff, dry them up, put them away. And my housemates are like, Will, like, why do you do that? We don't mind if you leave it on the side until the morning. And I'm like, no, like, I want to look after my things because that's how my knives stay sharp. I know where everything is. I get to make sure that it's in the right place. Because my kitchen stuff is because like cooking and being in the kitchen is one of my favorite hobbies. I want to make sure that I'm looking after my things so that they stay, you know, in good condition and that I always have them when I need them.
Equally, I have a motto in our house which is well, it's two really. One is, well, if it doesn't grow in the garden. Meaning it's got to be hardy to be in our house. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
like if it doesn't go through the dishwasher, then it wasn't meant to be.
yeah.
And the other one is made to be broken, which completely gets rid of the, you know, when you drop something, like I did it this morning. So we've got these lovely double-lined coffee cups. I mean, my life is so hard right now. I've got these lovely
Good problems to have.
double-lined insulated coffee cups. They're made of glass. I've got different size. Well, my husband likes a small cup and I like a big cup. And so I'm getting them out of the cupboard and the cat walks around, knocks me, and one of them just falls onto the side
No,
and
no.
smashes all over the side. And I'm like, oh no. But it's fine because it's made to be broken, right? So you can't get too precious. But then maybe that's an example of me not looking after my stuff and then my stuff not looking after me. Maybe it's about the cat.
Maybe.
Maybe
Maybe
I
the
need to
cat's
feed
not
it every
looking after
day.
your stuff.
I love this metaphor that's landed in the chat. Sunny said that they saw a post recently that showed a sign at a workshop that said, if you don't schedule routine maintenance, your machines will schedule it for you, which is so true.
That's a good one.
And that's a good one for self-care. Very good self-care metaphor. Because if you don't choose your challenges will choose you. That's another one I've heard recently that I really like. If you don't choose your challenges will choose you. So it's good to have, you know, issues like, you know, my double-lined coffee cups that I drop, that kind of thing. Because, you know, otherwise those challenges are going to find me, Will.
Yeah, they are. And
And at
that's,
some point I'll be Son's coffee cup, and that will mean that my tiny bit of good news is that I've broken my coffee cup. It wouldn't happen, no coffee.
there you go.
So look after your stuff. Oh, I keep leading off. You keep look after your stuff, and your stuff will look after you. She was very compelling, the woman in the nail bar. She had us, when you meet some like real characters,
Oh yeah.
like she doesn't do it very much, but all her team really loved her. She said, that was it. She said, I was talking to the lady that was doing my nails, and then the boss lady called Rose, she went, "Oh," and she answered, and she went, "Oh, sorry, I'm just eardropping." And the girls with me went, "Rose, it's eavesdropping, not eardropping," like that. But I was like, "I quite like eardropping. I'll take eardropping."
Eardropping. It's a bit more literal
Yeah, bit of eardropping.
because using your ears. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. What's your favourite stuff other than your washing up? Oh, I have to say something about this, that I've got my nice pans, but the dishwasher takes the lining off, so there's more
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to
I
wash.
know we've
Well,
talked
we've
about our
talked
dishwashers
before,
before,
have
but
we?
yeah, too much stuff that you can't put in the dishwasher is not a good position to be in.
No. The sun's being really weird here in England now,
It's
in
dark. It's
Manchester.
getting. It's very gloomy here in
Dark on
Yorkshire.
one side and then really yellow on the other, and it's causing weird reflections
It's nice.
in my studio. I've gone very bright and weird. Okay, what have we learnt today, Will?
Loads. Look after yourself.
Stuff.
We've learned that. Yeah, look after stuff.
You can only see a
We've learned
koala in England, in the UK, sorry, in Edinburgh.
at the Edinburgh Zoo, and we've learned that the good news doesn't have to be massive things. There's little bits of good news everywhere.
And we've made Kristen our chief masternister Kristen of the Fraser clan.
Yeah. Before we go, do you want to talk about your freezer?
Yeah.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this good news? This is a good example of you looking after your things, and it
Well,
will
I
look after
know.
you.
So we got this freezer. We got this lovely new kitchen. We got this freezer in it 2 years ago, and it's already broken. And I can't work out why it's already broken. So this is my freezer right now. I was getting very frustrated with it because I've never defrosted a freezer before. My mates were like, "Just turn it off and open the door, and it'll freeze." And what had happened was that drawer at the top was stuck in there because the frost was so low. Anyway, 2
Yeah.
hours later, I'm like, "This is not defrosting." So I got the fan heater out. Look. And
Yeah.
now,
And pointed at
within
it.
30, like, since I've been on air here with you, it's now all melted. So what
Yeah.
I'm aiming for
Kitchen
is that
flooded.
I'm aiming for that grill at the top to be completely, defrosted, and then we'll set it going again.
I'm telling
It
you,
and
it's
and
rewarding.
by Thursday, we'll know if I need a new freezer, which I've not changed for the last 4 months because I've been using the outside chest freezer.
Yeah.
And obviously with Christmas coming up, it's quite good to have a freezer.
You need freezer space. I'm
Yeah,
telling you,
yeah.
it's rewarding having a nicely defrosted freezer. This is
Is
how
it
you know
nice?
when you're
Is
an
it frosted
adult.
freezer? Sonny's very impressed with my freezer.
There you go.
It's a very nice looking freezer. I hope you can get it fixed. Well, it's only 2 years old, so I'm a bit
It should be
frustrated
fine.
that the first time I've ever defrosted a freezer is when I had a 2-year-old one. It's not very old, is it? White goods should last at least 10 years. Isn't that
Hmm.
right? And if you get to 10 years, all you wanna do is replace the fan belt. I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I mean. That's all you wanna do. You don't have to buy a new one. You're like, "Oh, just
Hey,
get a man in and replace the fan belt."
it's a fan belt. That's amazing.
So that's all you need to do. And shall we finish on some Dolly news?
Oh yes, please can we?
Dolly
Dolly,
news.
as per usual, has had another incredible year. So much so that she's one of people of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know what you have to do to become people
Or
of
is
the
it
year,
People
but
a Magazine?
yes, it's People Magazine. They do. I don't know how many people.
It's like Time Magazine's Person of the Year, isn't it?
Yeah, but People Magazine, they have like, I'm going to guess 100, but maybe it's not that many.
Okay.
But Dolly is one of them because she's been up to all sorts. This is an idea I wanted to talk to you about. It's
Oh,
about when her book comes out
yeah,
next year.
yeah,
Let's do a book club.
yeah, yeah. Because it's
Okay,
James
good.
Patterson, one of my
Because
favourite
it's James
authors.
Patterson and it's Dolly Parton and there's music that goes along with it. But yeah, Dolly is one of people of the year because of her like philanthropic work, with all of her foundation and the money that she's given to the COVID cause, and she turned 75 this year, and she's announced her.
Wow, she's
But
past age. Big
uh-huh,
time.
and she's She's released her perfume, which is called Scent
Yes,
from
so I
Above.
saw this as well. I'd quite like to smell like Dolly.
Yeah, who wouldn't? I
So
bet Dolly smells
that's
great.
one for the Christmas list, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dolly scent.
And of course, she's just got this great attitude about, she's here, she's living her dreams, she wants to give back.
No, babes, she's not living her dreams. She's dreamt herself into a corner. That's the quote. When you see, I saw the video today pop up on my Facebook, and I wasn't listening. I just read the little caption, and it goes, "Well, I dreamt myself into a corner." I was like,
So she was
"Oh,
in the room,
bloody
Kate.
Dolly! I would love to dream myself into a corner." Although my daughter has been coming down, she's not been very well the last couple of days. And my daughter did come downstairs today, and she went, "I had another mad dream," and I don't want to be dreamt into that corner.
No, that doesn't sound good.
No,
We don't want that.
no, not at all. Okay, so shall we wrap it there then?
I think we should.
Okay, who's up next?
That is a great question. Coming up later today, we've got
What time is Anthony on?
I was kind of hoping you wouldn't ask because I don't have it in front of me.
Well, it's
2.
12, but it's 12. 12 till 2.
There we go, 12 till 2. And then there's an hour break.
Mhm.
And then there's Your Pal Hal with Hal Rudnick.
Nice. So go and have a chat with Anthony. He's a good lad. Go and have a chat with him because he's some company.
Yeah. And he's
Go
got
talk to him.
he's got a great voice, Anthony.
Oh, he's got a wonderful voice.
Very
He's
deep, very authoritative.
Yeah, and he's lots of fun as well. So
Yeah.
go and check out Anthony, check out Your Pal Hal with Hal Rudnick, and then tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Eastern, you've got Hayley and Alison and Will back on again.
I'll be back from 6 a.m. EST. Very exciting.
Thank you for being with us here on Backchannel for the last hour. Don't forget, Backchannel is the only place to listen to, watch, and chat with hosts of live shows right here on your Echo show. You can see us as well when you've got the Echo show as well. And if you want to take part in any more shows and you don't have an Echo show or an Echo that you can talk to, then please check us out on YouTube and use backchannel.tv to chat. Just remember, we'll be back Thursday. In the meantime, you have 100% got this. And we'll see you then.
Thanks, everybody.